The movie begins in the great forest of Okoya, with the Pokémon's Zarude making a ruckus claiming that they are the voice of the jungle while bullying all the other jungle Pokémons into submission. They claim to be the Heart Tree Protectors and do whatever they want. When they are about to return to their nest, Dada, one of the Zarude, hears a noise from a distance and decides to check it out. He finds a baby washed up on a riverbank and has grown rather attached to him. Fearing it would not survive the jungle by itself, he returns to the others with the baby, where he is frowned upon by other Zarude. Alpha claims that the revered water raises their kind and gives them a rich bounty. He fears that allowing others onto their so-called land will mean that they will soon wither and vanish. Although Dada understands the Zarude law, he feels inclined to protect the baby, so he leaves the tribe with the elder's blessing. Alpha explains that he won't ever be able to return to his pack and will lose friends should he go through with his plan. Since then, Dada has been branded a traitor by his kind. Despite the struggles he went through raising the baby by himself in the middle of the jungle, Coco grows up to be quite a feral child with the unique ability to understand and communicate with other Pokémons. 10 years have passed, and aspiring Pokémon trainer Ash Ketchum visits the small Malifa town to continue his journey into becoming a Pokémon master with his partner Pikachu. They have set their sights on entering the forest of Okoya, hoping to make new friends and find adventure. They later came across a wild Cramorant and attempted to capture it when it flew away, somewhat immune to Pikachu's lightning attacks. Not far behind is Team Rocket sneaking around and hoping to find an opportunity to nab Pikachu. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they came across a research team from the Biotope Company, a scientific organization that uses cutting-edge technology to discover and implement developments that lead to peace and harmony for people and Pokémon. It turns out that Dr. Zed is leading the search and investigation himself of a spring known to have healing powers. Team Rocket thinks this would be an excellent opportunity to steal it for their boss. Coco and Dada are on their way to a berry harvest and they discover that the Zarude tribe has beaten them to it and stolen everything for themselves. The other Pokémons blame Dada, although he had no hand in the stealing. Given that they are of the same tribe, he gets the brunt of the blame. Seeing the chaos they left behind, Coco thought it would be a good idea to plant berries so they don't have to rely on the forest's bounty for food, so they gathered the seeds and planted them somewhere close to home. Using Zarude's unique ability that speeds up plant growth, Dada and Coco hope to have fresh berries soon. Later, Coco hears from Hoot Hoot that Flygon and Pangoro are fighting. Coco arrives to break the fight but is easily brushed off but not before noticing the doting wound on Flygon's wings. He later grabbed its attention and made Flygon chase him to the healing spring, which miraculously healed him. Suddenly, Alpha shows up and admonishes Coco for trespassing into Zarude's territory. Coco tries to fight him off but is easily defeated when Dada arrives to save the day. He apologizes for trespassing and promises that it will not happen again. Dada scolds Coco, but he responds by saying that the Zarude are hoarding everything in the jungle. Coco wonders who will take care of the other Pokémons if not him. Dada explains that the Zarude will always have the Zarude law that the jungle must follow. Coco wonders what he is as he is not a Zarude or any other Pokémon for that matter. When Dada is unable to answer him, he runs away. While swinging on a vine, he gets distracted and is knocked out when he hits a pipe and falls over a waterfall. Ash sees Coco go over the waterfall and brings him back to the Pokémon Center to be treated. When Coco wakes up, he gets startled, having never seen other humans before. He escapes from the building to find himself in a brand new environment, given that he has never left the jungle. Coco is experiencing everything for the first time. Ash later realizes that Coco can talk to Pikachu or other Pokémons, for that matter. They then spend the day showing Coco around town and enjoying the finer things in life. While enjoying a beautiful sunset, Coco hears Pokémon's cry from a distance. The fireworks might be cancelled when the phalanx stand in the way of the people in charge of the fireworks. Coco later realizes that one of the phalanx is trapped in a firework artillery tube. The mayor later shows up to appreciate the successful fireworks display. He explains that the fireworks carry their wish that Celebi, the mythical Pokémon, and their jungle guardian, would return one day. He explains that Celebi only appears when all is peaceful, so if it doesn't show itself, it could mean something terrible is happening in the jungle. Coco later returns to the jungle with Ash and Pikachu, who he introduces to Dada as his friends. He then confronts Dada, who is forced to admit that Coco is human and not his real father. Dada led them to an abandoned laboratory and explained that he initially tried to find his real parents to return him to them. When he saw the place deserted, he realized that he would have to raise Coco himself. He then tosses Coco a necklace he had when he found him as a baby and a picture of his parents. Coco then starts ransacking the place for clues to his parents while Dada returns to the great tree alone. Ash later recognizes a symbol on a wallet Coco found belonging to the Biotope Company. Ash brings Coco to the Biotope headquarters, where they meet Dr. Zed. After confirming Coco's necklace and seeing a picture of his parents, he reveals that Coco's parents are Chrome and Fossa Molybdenum. It turns out that the Molybdenums were the ones who led the research into the jungle's healing springs but were killed in a car crash 10 years ago. When they scanned Coco's pendant, they discovered that the research data was on Coco's pendant, but most of it was corrupted except for an image of the great tree of the jungle. Flustered about the news of his parents, Coco returns to the jungle, but not before Dr. Zed places a tracker on him, hoping he will lead them back to the great tree. Coco later finds a tracking chip on him planted by Dr. Zed when he pretended to comfort him earlier. Not long after, Dr. Zed and his research team arrived and found the great tree along with a spider-like tank. Ash and Pikachu catch up to them and tries to stop Dr. Zed's team, but he catches them with his Pokémon Ariados and throws them into the back of the truck. Seeing the humans approaching the great tree, Dada and Alpha confront the giant spider-like tank, but despite giving everything they got, they stand no chance against it. Meanwhile, Ash and Coco break free from their restraints and join the battle. Seeing they are outmatched, they retreat deeper into the jungle while they try to figure out how to handle the humans. Once they confirm that it is the healing springs they have been searching for, Dr. Zed orders his men to shoot an anchor at the great tree. Dr. Zed explains that he was never after the spring, but the tree is the source of the healing power. With the tree being attacked, Alpha rallies his fellow Zarude to protect the great tree while Coco heads out to protect the other jungle Pokémons. Feeling helpless and unable to protect Coco, he remembers when Braviary tried to attack him after saving Rufflet. He explains that families are remarkable after witnessing Braviary brazenly try to attack him, a Zarude who is a lot stronger than him, to protect the baby Rufflet. Dada claims he hasn't met anyone stronger than him, but if the time were ever to come that there is someone stronger, all he can do is fight. The research team tries to reason with Dr. Zed as he might have gone overboard with how things are happening. He insists that he is right even when a horde of Zarude shows up to stop him. Dr. Zed retells what happened to the Molybdenums that day 10 years ago. Chrome explains to Zed that the source of the healing power is a great body of energy within the tree to which a tribe of Zarude makes their nest. The Molybdenums have suspended all operations while trying to figure out a way to solve the problem that benefits both humans and Pokémons. Dr. Zed doesn't understand why they would stop for mere Pokémon, but Chrome explains that humans and Pokémon share the same life force and live in the same world. He later chased the Molybdenums on a rainy night and pushed their car over a cliff. On the verge of death, the Molybdenums sent their child, Coco, away in a capsule with the research data hoping to save his life at least. Dada later meets with the jungle Pokémon to beg for their help against Dr. Zed. He was initially despised at first being a Zarude, but he later managed to convince them to join their fight for the great tree. Despite the combined efforts of the Zarude and Pikachu, they couldn't even make a dent in Dr. Zed and his tank. Coco joins the attack but gets captured and Dada arrives on the battlefield with the jungle Pokémons. Even with a coordinated attack with everyone, they struggle to beat Dr. Zed and his tank. Furious, Dr. Zed tried to attack the defenseless Coco when Dada jumped in to take the brunt of the attack. Dada falls to his knees after all the damage he has received. The Zarude suggests Coco bring him to the spring to have his wounds healed while Ash and the other Pokémons buy time for them. Although Coco and the others manage to get Dada into the spring, his wounds don't appear to be healing. The Elder thinks its healing powers may have weakened when Dr. Zed attacked the tree and forced its water out. As Coco mourns Dada's death, he is determined to use the special move he showed to bring him back to life. Even the Zarude thinks it's hopeless given that Coco is only human and that it was a unique move even amongst the Zarude. As he wishes strongly to bring Dada back, the jungle has answered his prayers, as Coco can bring out the jungle's power to heal his wounds. They are left speechless and in awe after witnessing a miracle before their eyes while seeing a human use a special move known only to be rare, even among the Zarude. The research team can only watch while the Pokémons fight as hard as they can to defend their home and struggles to defeat it. The pilot realizes that the control system is on the machine's back and urges Ash and the others to focus their attack on it. With Pikachu leading the attack, the other Pokémons help Pikachu reach the enemy tank so he can take it out in one fell swoop. When Ash checks the cockpit, Dr. Zed is nowhere to be found, as he has already made his way to the Great Tree. Coco chases after him and stops him as he makes a jump for it. With the fighting over, Ash and the others help rebuild the jungle by planting new trees. Seeing others caring for the jungle, the Zarude realize the error in their ways. Dada explains that the jungle belongs to all Pokémons who live in it. Later, the Zarude shows up and helps rebuild the jungle by using its unique power to accelerate plant growth. Elder talks with Coco and explains that they never thought about their future with the other Pokémons or humans. He claims that Coco has helped create the bridge between humans and Pokémons and explains that he may genuinely be both human and a Zarude. Ash and Pikachu bid Coco and Dada farewell as the jungle restoration is going so well with the Zarude's powers. Dada later explains that the tribe has welcomed them back after everything that happened, but Coco insists that he wants to go on a journey. Being both a human and Pokémon, he hopes to help others bond and be the bridge that connects them. Dada claims he will fail and return to them in tears, but Coco is determined to prove him wrong. It turns out that Dada already knew of Coco's plans and asked the Zarude to create a vast fountain to send him off on his way. Coco later realized that he received Dada's blessing when he found the berries they planted in his bag, which he claims he did not put there. He then parted ways with Ash and Pikachu, determined to go on his adventure. While the other Pokémon enjoy a bountiful harvest of berries, the mythical Celebi shows up, which means there is finally peace in the jungle, and everything is finally right. The end. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.